Today's episode is all about security, bullion security. We're going to take a look at the mints around the world and what they're doing to keep your silver safe. That's all next on Bullion Breakdown. Thanks for joining another episode of the Bullion Breakdown. As I said, we are talking about silver today and specifically what mints around the world are doing to protect silver and keep it safe via security features. So we've got a number of pieces that we're going to go over today. Some have almost no to non-existent security features. Starting on the left, that's the American Silver Eagle. That's the Type 1, which really does come with an all-time low sort of feature set for securities. And then we'll work our way up. I've got the Britannia there, the maple. You can see the tiger here. Now, this is a Rwanda tiger. I don't actually see any security on the coin, but I'm calling this out because I think that there's a good conversation to have around design and how the design and the minting of a particular piece is, in fact, a security feature. If it's really intricate and really hard to replicate, that in itself is a good security feature. So we'll go through a number of things there. I've also got some coins that aren't on the screen that we'll go through. Some from the Comsgo Mint. They've got a really cool security feature on their coin that's called lenticular effect. So I'll try to highlight that. Sometimes it's touch and go in the light. Depends on the light that you need here on camera. But I'll try to look at those as well. And we'll sort of just pick it apart. Thanks for joining another episode here. Stick with us, and we will continue along. So let's start with the ASE, the American Silver Eagle, because historically it is one of the most collected coins in the world. I think it actually is the most collected silver bullion coin in the world. But it has been known famously for being lacking in the security feature department. It's never really been a problem in my mind as a stacker / collector, but I know that these coins have had issues in the past with counterfeits. You've seen other countries, reproducing these coins en masse and flooding market with bad silver. So you have to be careful, in my opinion, when you're looking at these. In recent years, they've gone to the Type 2, and you have seen that they've mildly, increased their security. They say there's some unknown features in there, which I haven't really been able to ascertain. And then they have the reeded edge with the missing reed. So, and then they move that apparently depending on the product or the year. So that is a way to keep counterfeiters on their feet. But this is an example here of a coin that has low security. So let's just keep moving. This is a backdated Britannia, and you can notice it's not. It doesn't carry a number of features that the modern Britannia does, with the wavy lines and the the hologram feature with that trident, if you will, that gets holographed. So I'll show you that right here. This is sort of an updated modern view of the Britannia with those wavy lines, and then again in the bottom left you can see the hologram going off there, as well as the highly intricate design on the obverse here of the modern Britannia. But I wanted to feature this older Britannia from 2019, and before they didn't have any of the features I just highlighted on the new one. So this was still a very secure coin when you compare it against, say, Type 1 American Silver Eagle. It still had a number of design features that made this coin very tricky to counterfeit. Maples have also gone through quite an evolution in security. This is a 2013 maple leaf, and you can see it doesn't have any of the radial lines imprinted that the new maples do, and it doesn't have any of the privy or any other security feature at all, aside from a reeded edge. So this, in Canada, around this time, they really got serious about how they were protecting coins. I mean, it used to be just the reeded edge, and a bunch of milk spotting. And then they threw in the mint shield and they got serious with their design. And we all know what that's looking like these days, right? Like we have this typical beautiful 1 ounce silver maple with the micro engraving and the etching there, and you've got just the fine radial lines throughout. You've got the reeded edge. So when you go and look at the maple, they've significantly stepped up their game from early day production. Now, I'd mentioned design as a security feature, and I like to highlight these Rwanda, lunar year of the whatever coins. In this case, it's the year of the tiger 2022. But you can just see how ornate a design and is like this. So, like, can you imagine trying to mass reproduce this on a counterfeiting level? I mean, this side of the coin, easy to reproduce. It's just straight silver, easy. Here's me, a guy who's never done this before, ever tried to counterfeit a coin saying it's easy. I can appreciate it's not, but we're not going to get and talk about that. But you can see how design on its own can create a significant hurdle to a counterfeit situation for the guy who wants to rip other people off. So wanted to highlight just an example of simple design as a security feature. Now, the Comsgo Mint from Korea produces some really nice pieces. These are actually metals. They aren't coins, and they don't refer to them as rounds, but they do refer to them as metals. And these coins have an interesting technology on them. I'll try to bring it up here. It's a little difficult. But you can see they have what they call a lenticular effect printed on their coins. And this is actually printing. It's a multi-faceted, multi-step printing technology that's apparently different than the traditional hologram because it allows for motion and a bunch of other things that, say, a hologram technology doesn't offer. So I'm going to stop there because I don't know much more and I'm not really adverse to speaking about it. So this is a beautiful sort of setup here in these coins. And they have slight designs in their changes. And it goes from AG on one side, and their gold has AU, obviously. And then I can't get it to go in this light. It's frustrating. Oh, there we go. 999. So it's got the purity on the other side. So AG, and then 999 when you see it. So I know this is like, yeah, dude, this is a hologram. I'm like, I went to great lengths to like figure out why do they not call this a hologram? What's going on? And it's because it's just a different technology of hologram. It's, again, lenticular effect. I think there'd be very few people that would argue with my number 1 and number 2, and they could be 1A and 1B depending on the list and depending on the day. I think it's unarguable that both the Royal Canadian Mint and the Royal Mint from the UK absolutely blow the doors off from a bullion security standpoint. They both do an excellent job of design incorporation, so radial lines and wavy lines. I really like how those create the motion, and it's a very good security feature. They both have technology that is hard to recreate, whether it be the hologram there on the Britannia or the micro engraving and the etching and the privying that goes on with the Royal Canadian Mint. But these two mints and these two pieces of bullion in particular win the day from a bullion security perspective. And, there's lots more out there. By no means am I showing everything. I'm just looking through my stack and trying to find a good story as to, the buildup in security between the mints. You can see the US Mint, I think, struggles and needs to rethink their game as to how they want to secure their bullion for their customers. But you saw the RCM break out quite early on security and features like that. And then a number of the mints since have followed suit. So this is good for the silver stacker, good for you, good for me that these products are being built with more security in them, and it gives us a little more assurance when we're spending our hard-earned money. Guys, this has been Bullion Breakdown. I hope you appreciate this content. If you like it, please hit like and subscribe. Share these videos. That actually really helps with the algorithm. And by all means, please feel free to watch more video on the channel. There's lots there for you. I really appreciate it. This has been Bullion Breakdown one last time. And don't forget, everybody, stay awesome.